Facelift continues as we install the front bumper and grille. Well, welcome to part 2 of the facelift for Lori G. Pre my 1979 Pontiac Grand Prix. And yes, we are installing a front bumper and grille that we picked up at Chad's Nobody's Show here on YouTube. If you missed part 1, well, see this one through, and then there'll be an in card for you to, in-screen card for you to click on part 1. But if you're meeting me for the first time, I'm Grant Tommy. This is Straight Six Man, your home for offbeat hot rodding. And much like a lot of things in the car world, where do we start? Well, we gotta clean things up. Now it's probably about as good as time as any to show you the bumper grille inserts. So this, I believe this bumper to be off of a 78, whereas I have a 79, or maybe it's a 1980. I don't know. Like I said, there's 1 year's difference that they went from vertical to horizontal or vice versa. But you can see, so what came on this, the grille inserts were held in place by, these are just plastic, those push like fender, you know what I mean, like they expand once you push them through, so they get tore up like this when you pull them out. So that's what those were like, whereas my grille inserts, you can see, had a little tab for a screw. And so I think rather than like welding a bracket to this bumper, I'm just going to position this and mark holes and figure out how to just mount them from the top like this one was. Or, you know what, now I think about it, I almost wonder, shoot, I mean, you could almost fold these down, but I still think I'll probably just end up installing it like a 78 or whatever the bumper year is. Okay, just back from the parts store, the local parts store, and went to buy a little bit of metal polish and one of these Mother's conical shaped polishing wheel things. I'll be honest, I've never done anything like this before, but we're doing the old-fashioned trick of taping off an area and seeing what the results are. Honestly, I wouldn't recommend anything I'm necessarily doing, just because this is the first time I'm using stuff that the parts store had, right? Maybe you want to watch some detailing videos out there for best practices. Not sure I'm necessarily the one you should be paying attention to, so we're just going to lightly scrub this stuff in before we get going with the but anyway, I'm excited to see what results we might come up with. Alright, so there's the finished result. It's no concourse winner, right? But it's definitely going to pop on the car. I'm happy with it. It looks good. I'm probably gonna rinse it off here one more time, and then we're gonna get to figuring out at least how to drill the holes for the bumper inserts. But in hindsight, I probably wish I would have test fit this up first because of the bigger stud size on the brackets of the car, just in case I got to remove it and reinstall it. But so we'll do that first, and then we'll yeah. Well, it looks like it's gonna fit. The bigger studs slid right in. Didn't have to enlarge them any, so that's good. A few days ago, I installed the grill brackets to the bumper. Now I'm gonna loosen these back up so I can kind of let them have some play in it while I install the grill. So we'll install the grill, then for sure for solid, and then we can kind of align it the way we want, and then tighten up these bolts on these brackets. Here's the scoop. It's kind of hard to figure out how to drill holes in the top of this, because kind of got to position this where I want it, and it's just really hard to see holes that are here. But we took caliper, and while it's hard to fish it in the space, right, I can get it in close enough. This is like the rest of the calipers kind of getting hung up on the bumper here. This is at least the inside to inside dimension, so it's not centerline to centerline like you'd want for the measurement. Maybe this will, yeah, it's not gonna work either. But so what I did is I took some screws and fed them through the backside of the bumper, let them droop down in the holes, and kind of held this where I thought it looked right, and then I just started to move those screws to like scratch the top of this, and then was able to make some I don't know if you'll be able to see or not, but some like markings. Doesn't look like you'll be able to see that, but some markings, and then I could compare it back to the caliper, and I could tell that like this is falling just a little bit short of centerline to centerline, and so I think it's a pretty accurate dimension. There's also like this reference line of where the chrome like stops, and so that gives me a good like straight line to kind of go off of. So that's what we're going to use, and we're going to drill holes into this, and then we'll buy some of those fender. Gosh, I'll probably write on the screen what the terminology is, because I'm going to have to look it up, but we'll get those and we'll see if we can't fish them through. Like, it's pretty narrow up here, so I don't know. We'll see if we can't fish it through and pop them up and call it good. Alright, back from the farm and home store with the cap shield. Happy with that. I did want to just review real fast how a little disappointed in myself, because, well, if you recall, with the caliper, we had our precautions in place, you might say, and when I had to buy the right drill bit for drilling holes in the top here, and when I purchased it, got so excited, I thought I'd double check myself on both of these, and you can see here, compared to my X's, this one is spot on, nice and on. I thought I'd double check myself on both of them, but if you recall, this is supposed to be the inside to inside dimension, and I'm off. So I got to re-drill this one, but we will drill out this one, and we'll put it in, and we'll see how slick that goes before we figure out how we need to course correct on this one. But yeah. Okay, not perfect, but it works. What I found was the holes might be a little tight, so that's probably okay that I have to re-drill that one other hole, I can just wallow it out, and that's probably going to help me with the installation. But we'll jump over to this side, and then heck, we might even call it an episode again. And here's why I think I'm going to stop this episode with the front end business, because, well, first off, I've owned this car now for, I don't know, 8 months, and this is the first time I noticed we got some rot on the frame rail. But the other reason why this wants to be a whole another episode is I want to sort of, because I don't have these filler panels in here, I want to tuck the bumper as much as I can. Probably even bring it up, because to close this gap up here. But in order to do so, I got to put the bumper back on just temporarily so I can take some measurements and kind of put a game plan together. So we'll do that in a whole another episode. But I appreciate you sticking it out with me for this one. Hope you've enjoyed it, to see the process now that we're tackling some exterior things as opposed to interior. But like, comment, share, subscribe. I don't care which one you do, as long as you do one. It really helps the channel out. To all my Sticks fans out there, thanks for watching.